Imagine climbing into a fighter with one terrifying job. Fly hundreds of miles into enemy territory, protect slow-moving bombers through a sky filled with anti-aircraft fire and deadly German fighters, then somehow make it all the way back home. For much of World War II, that mission was almost impossible. Allied bombers could strike deep inside Germany, but without protection, they suffered devastating losses. Then one aircraft arrived and completely changed the balance of power in the skies. It wasn't the biggest fighter or the most heavily armed, yet it became one of the most successful aircraft of the entire war. This is the incredible story of the P-51 Mustang and how it helped break the Luftwaffe and open the road to victory in Europe. The story of the P-51 Mustang began in 1940 under remarkable circumstances. Britain desperately needed new fighters after suffering heavy losses during the Battle of Britain. Instead of simply producing existing designs, North American Aviation proposed something even more ambitious, an entirely new fighter that could be designed and built in an astonishingly short time. The first Mustangs performed well at low altitude, but they weren't yet the game-changing aircraft history would remember. Meanwhile, the United States Army Air Forces faced a growing crisis. American strategy depended on daylight precision bombing. Heavy bombers like the B-17 Flying Fortress and B-24 Liberator could carry massive bomb loads deep into occupied Europe, but they couldn't survive without fighter escorts. Existing escort fighters, including the P-47 Thunderbolt and P-38 Lightning, lacked the range needed to accompany bombers all the way to critical targets, such as Berlin. Once the escorts turned back, German fighters attacked the vulnerable bomber formations with devastating effectiveness. The answer came from an unexpected combination. Engineers fitted the Mustang with the British-built Rolls-Royce Merlin engine, produced in America by Packard under license. Suddenly, everything changed. The aircraft gained exceptional high-altitude performance, greater speed, and remarkable reliability. Combined with its sleek, low-drag airframe and efficient laminar flow wing, the Mustang became exactly what the Allies had been searching for. The P-51D Mustang, the most famous version, could reach speeds of around 437 miles per hour and operate at altitudes exceeding 40,000 feet. It carried 6 50-caliber Browning machine guns with enough ammunition to fight multiple engagements. Even more importantly, with external drop tanks, its combat range exceeded 1,600 miles. That meant Allied bombers finally had protection from takeoff to target and back again. But that wasn't even its greatest advantage. The Mustang gave Allied pilots something priceless: freedom to hunt. Instead of staying glued to bomber formations every second, experienced Mustang pilots were often cleared to fly ahead of the bombers and aggressively search for German fighters before they could organize attacks. Suddenly, the Luftwaffe found itself under constant pressure. German pilots who once waited comfortably for bomber formations now had to worry about fast-moving Mustangs appearing almost anywhere. The enemy quickly realized the skies had changed. During what became known as Big Week in February 1944, Allied air forces launched massive bombing attacks against Germany's aircraft industry. The goal wasn't simply to destroy factories, it was to force the Luftwaffe into battle. The newly available long-range Mustangs played a crucial role, escorting bombers deeper than ever before while engaging German interceptors again and again. The fighting was brutal. Experienced German fighter pilots flying aircraft like the Messerschmitt Bf-109 and Focke-Wulf FW-190 were still dangerous opponents. In skilled hands, both aircraft remained deadly. However, the Mustang combined speed, excellent visibility from its bubble canopy, long endurance, and remarkable high-altitude performance into a package that allowed Allied pilots to dictate many engagements. Yet, the biggest surprise came later. The Mustang didn't simply win dogfights, it slowly wore down Germany's ability to defend its own airspace. Every mission forced more German fighters into combat. Every victory meant fewer experienced Luftwaffe pilots remained available for future battles. Germany could still build aircraft, but replacing veteran pilots proved far more difficult.
One famous Mustang ace, George Preddy, became America's highest-scoring Mustang pilot in Europe, credited with 26.83 aerial victories before his tragic death in late 1944. His success reflected not only remarkable skill, but also the growing dominance achieved by Mustang-equipped fighter groups. Meanwhile, legendary escort missions became routine. American bombers attacked targets that had once seemed unreachable, including Berlin itself. Earlier in the war, such raids often resulted in catastrophic casualties. Now, German fighters frequently found themselves intercepted before reaching the bomber formations. However, there was one major problem. The Mustang wasn't invincible. Its liquid-cooled Merlin engine delivered incredible performance, but a single well-placed bullet through the cooling system could become fatal. Unlike air-cooled radial engines that sometimes absorbed significant damage, coolant loss could quickly overheat the engine and force a crash or emergency landing. Pilots also had to manage fuel carefully during extremely long missions, especially while carrying external tanks. Even so, its strengths overwhelmingly outweighed its weaknesses. As Allied forces advanced across Europe after the Normandy landings in June 1944, Mustangs expanded their mission beyond escort duty. They strafed trains, attacked troop columns, destroyed airfields, and targeted transportation networks that supplied German armies. Their versatility made them valuable wherever Allied ground forces advanced. What happened next shocked everyone. By early 1945, the Luftwaffe had been pushed into a desperate defensive struggle. Fuel shortages crippled pilot training, experienced veterans were increasingly scarce, and Allied fighters dominated much of the daylight sky. The P-51 Mustang had become one of the defining symbols of that dominance. By the end of World War II, North American aviation had produced more than 15,000 Mustangs of all variants. Mustang pilots claimed thousands of enemy aircraft destroyed both in the air and on the ground. While victory resulted from the combined efforts of countless soldiers, sailors, airmen, factories, and Allied nations, the Mustang became one of the most effective tools in securing air superiority over Europe. Its influence extended far beyond World War II. The P-51 Mustang proved that long-range fighters could fundamentally reshape air warfare. It demonstrated that protecting bombers throughout an entire mission could dramatically increase bombing effectiveness while simultaneously destroying an enemy's fighter force. The lessons learned from escort strategy influenced military aviation long after the war ended. Many Mustangs continued serving during the Korean War in ground attack roles before newer jet fighters gradually replaced them. Others found second lives in civilian racing, where their sleek design and powerful engines still captured imaginations decades later. Historians continued to celebrate the P-51 Mustang not because it was flawless, but because it arrived at exactly the right moment. It solved one of Allies' greatest strategic problems and helped make daylight bombing campaigns sustainable. By winning control of the skies, it cleared the way for Allied armies advancing across Western Europe toward final victory. The P-51 Mustang wasn't just another fighter aircraft. It became the guardian of thousands of bombers, the nightmare of the Luftwaffe, and one of the greatest long-range escort fighters ever built. Its speed, endurance, and combat performance transformed the air war over Europe
and left a legacy that still inspires aviation enthusiasts today. More than 80 years later, the unmistakable roar of its Merlin engine remains a reminder of the pilots who risked everything high above the battlefields of World War II. If you had been a bomber crew member flying deep into Germany, would you have trusted your life to the P-51 Mustang? And which legendary World War II aircraft should we explore next? If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more incredible World War II history.